Algenon Cash, and this is Eat, Drink Triad, your leading source for everything that is happening with the local food and beverage industry. And as always, I've pulled together a really good show for you. Many of you have heard me talk extensively about Providence. Providence is a program right here in our community, started by Second Harvest Food Bank. And it's a social enterprise that is really a culinary training space. They also run a catering company, and they now run the Manor House out at Tanglewood. You've heard Chef Jeff Bacon come on the show once before and talk about Providence, and you all know how much I really love the work that they're doing over at Providence. And so today I've got Chef Daryl Pobanz, who is the director of culinary training for Providence. And Daryl, how's it going, man? Welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you. It's going great. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. I was really excited to get you on because I've seen you a couple times around town at an ACF dinner, or I've seen you over at Providence when I was visiting. But most recently, I saw you at the Love Festival, and you were working a station right alongside of Chef Ebony Warfield and Terrell as well, and a lot of other great chefs that were all at the Love Festival. Let's start there, man. Talk a little bit about the Love Festival. Was that your first time, your first experience there, and sort of as a chef, what did you take away from it?
Yeah, it was my first time there, first time hearing about it. I'm also on the board of the local ACF chapters where I saw you at that meeting, and Tim Grandinetti is the president of our local chapter. So he brought it up to me a few months ago, kind of roped me into it. And the way it was explained to me, and the way pretty much my experience of it was, as chefs, we don't get to hang out with our friends very often. So he made an event to hang out with his chef friends. So you bring them all together. I met folks from all over the country. Everybody had something different to share. We set up tables all over the Spring House restaurant and kind of did our thing. So yeah, it was a great time. Met a lot of new chefs, met some chefs around Winston that I never had a chance to meet that I've been hearing about. Put out some good food, got to taste a lot of good food. So yeah, it was a great time.
Well, tell the audience what you had that night, man. What were you featuring?
So we did a little collaboration sandwich. When I say collaboration, I had a part of it. Chef Bacon had a part of it. Chef Brian DePaulis over at Tanglewood had a part of it, and some of my students had a part of it. It was a multi-ingredient sandwich. It started as a banh mi, which is a French-influenced Vietnamese sandwich, and then we put a Southern twist on it. So we made some baguettes here at the school. We did a sourdough baguette with the students. We cured our own pork cheek, so we made some ham out of pork cheek. We got some Niece's scrapple, big local favorite. We made some pickled vegetables. So Brian DePaulis made a apple chow chow, and we made a red pepper aioli. So all of that in between two slices of sourdough baguette. It was great. It was a little different than a traditional banh mi, but we got to represent the South a little bit on there and give everybody a chance to have a piece of that one little dish.
Well, I was fortunate enough to try it along with a lot of other great food that night, and I would agree with Chef Daryl that it was really good. Also, Chef Ebony Warfield was there with Chef Terrell, and they had like a gumbo of some kind that they had made, and that was exceptionally good. I think I went back for probably four or five cups of that. And for my audience, if you want to learn more about Chef Ebony Warfield or Chef Terrell, both have been on Eat, Drink, Triad. So you can go to eatdrinktriadpodcast.com and go listen to the episodes they did, learn more about those guys. And then there was a young guy there named Isaac Pendleton, young kid from up north, I think out of Maine, that did Rockefeller oysters and put his own Southern flair on it and added pimento cheese and bacon to it. And I think I scarfed down maybe 4 or 5 of those pretty quick too. And for my audience, you're going to have a chance to meet this kid. He's about 17 years old, and he's going to be on Eat, Drink, Triad coming up here very soon. So, big shout out to Chef Tim Grandinetti. This was the 12th year of Love. I really enjoy that event. And, you know, you always meet really, really good people and you get to hang out with great folks. And of course, there's great food. We did video it too. So we've got a video, an Eat, Drink, Triad video that'll drop in the next few weeks to help you see and learn more about what was going on at the Love Festival. You all are getting ready to start doing your own events, or you really have already started doing your own events, Chef Daryl, out at the Manor House. I know you all have had one beer dinner. You've got something coming up here in September. You got it on September 22nd. You have a tapas dinner featuring Chef Brian DePaulis. Sounds like y'all are trying to activate that Manor House space that you've taken over out at Tanglewood. Give my audience a little insight on what they can expect out at the Manor House going forward.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. We're trying to activate the Manor House. So, you know, we came into the whole Tanglewood place, you know, during the pandemic, and, you know, things have been a little difficult to do on site. We operate our catering operation from Tanglewood, but we want to incorporate the Manor House as much as we can. So what we've done and what we're continuing to do is do these special multi-course dinners once a month. We have a theme for each one. You can buy tickets on the website. Fill up pretty quick. We usually do 2 seatings, like a 5:30 seating and a 7:30 seating. We have some plans all the way up into pretty much the end of the year. This the one coming up in September is going to be a tapas style. So we'll have multiple little courses, Spanish tapas style, probably have a wine pairing with that. And then in October, we're going to do a wild game dinner. So this will be a multi-course dinner as well, featuring, you know, wild game. We haven't even developed that menu yet, but I'm sure it's going to be exciting. And then we do have an event in December, which is going to be breakfast with Santa. And this one won't be on a Wednesday evening. This will probably be on a Sunday. I think it's the December 5th. We don't have time for that one yet, but it'll probably be, you know, sometime in like the early afternoon, maybe morning. But all of those events are going to be advertised on our website, Providence, nc.org. Tickets go on sale about a month before the event. So just kind of keep your eyes on our website. Look out for the new events, look out for the ticket release.
Well, and I'll tell you, because I wanted to come to the beer dinner, but the those tickets went fast. And yeah, so if you're interested in anything that Chef Daryl just mentioned, I know many of you may have kids. Breakfast with Santa, that certainly sounds a lot of fun out at Tanglewood and at the Manor House. I'm sure that's going to be that'll be a great photo opportunity as well. If you want to take your kids. So make sure you mark your calendar for that coming up in December. How often, you all are, like I mentioned earlier, you're a social enterprise. So you've got your culinary training school in addition to these sort of quote unquote businesses that you run, like catering in the Manor House and so forth. How involved are your students from the culinary school in these various operations?
They're quite involved. They start off just at the school. So for the first part of their program, the first 6 weeks, they're strictly at the school. And then after the first 6 weeks, they go over to Tanglewood and they work with the catering department and any other kind of catering that we may do. They'll do prep during the day. Hopefully they'll get to work in the Manor House once we open that up down the road. And then sometimes after graduation, we keep them with us. So we offer them up jobs and they stay employed, whether it be with our community meals department at Food Bank or over at Tanglewood, working on those meals at the Manor House or working on the catering end of things. So right now we've got a handful of alumni over there at the full-time jobs. So most of that operation is fueled by our alum, which is great.
We hear about all the staffing shortages right now at restaurants. Are you seeing shortages within your classrooms? Are you seeing more people signing up to take the training right now? And are you all also maybe working with local restaurants to feed staff to these restaurants? Or
yeah, we do. The end result of the 13-week program is to put folks in jobs locally, and hopefully jobs that are going to be above entry-level positions, ideally jobs that are going to be introduced at a livable wage. We are seeing a great response from the community as far as enrollment goes. I think folks are coming out now. They want to get back to work. They're interested in potentially developing more skills or going into the food service industry for the first time. So right now our enrollment's great. We've got a new class coming in next week. It looks like it's probably going to be full. And we have a class now that's halfway through the program that started off full as well. So things are looking pretty good. When I came on about almost a year ago, it wasn't like this. I think there was a lot of apprehension in the community in general. Where do I go? What do I do? Is this the time to start a program like this? But I think we've taken a turn and for the good, and folks are coming out now and are ready to get back to work. So we put our graduates into an internship with a local restaurant that we hope turns into a job. And like you said, there is a shortage. So any restaurant that we reach out to, or any of our partners right now are more than happy to get some of our folks in there and give them a job.
And if someone was listening right now, was interested in maybe taking classes at Providence, where should they go? How do they start? I mean, what's the cost of tuition? What are some of those details?
The best way to get involved would probably be to get on the website, Second Harvest Food Bank's website. There's a link on that website that'll lead you to the culinary school, which will take you to some forms you can fill out, so some like interest forms, or you could call the numbers there on the website as well. And we can answer any questions you might have. Enrollment is about every 6 weeks. And we've got a new class that's going to come in on December 12th. So that'll be our next open enrollment. The cost is roughly $400. It's really not that expensive for a 13-week program. You can get some scholarships and some sponsorships through Forsyth Tech and also through Goodwill Industries. And so we can help you out with getting in touch with those folks and how to get that process going. But yeah, that's the best way to do it. You could always just come on down here too, and we can give you some paperwork and get that started.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. And I encourage people who listen to the show, if you're thinking about getting into food service, or you want to be a chef, or maybe you already work in a kitchen, maybe you're already in the business and you just want to sharpen your skills and get the proper certifications and try to climb the ladder within the culinary community. Providence is a great solution and a great vehicle and partner for that. And that's one of the reasons why our Triad Food and Beverage Coalition actually partnered with Habitat for Humanity as well as Providence to introduce the inaugural youth culinary arts program here in our region. Never been done before. We had 3 students that went through that program. They've actually now wrapped up. We do have a video coming out about that very soon. So you'll get a chance to see those 3 students, see the skills they were exposed to. Not only did they do life skills training at Habitat, they did culinary skills training with Providence, and then we actually placed them inside of restaurants. So big shout out to Chef Ebony Warfield at Six and Vine, Sabrina Wingo over at Taste of the Triad, as well as Sammy Shabazz, the Big Apes food truck. All 3 participated and allowed a student to come work for them this summer, and the students got paid, which was really fun and really, really great. There was a standout, from that program, Destiny Harris, who you probably have heard on this show. Actually, you probably learned more about Destiny through Eat, Drink, Triad. And I just thought she did exceptionally well in the program. I actually got a text message from her mom, Chef, last night. And her mom said her serve safe training is kicking in at home in the kitchen. And she's asking all kind of questions about gloves and what have you been touching and all these kind of things. So, Chef, you met Destiny, you met all the students. You're really involved in the youth culinary arts program that we organize. What was that experience like for you? I mean, just being engaged with those young folks that may end up being, in your industry one day.
Yeah, hopefully. Well, they are in the industry, right? They've got the jobs already. It was great. I loved it. They were great students. They all had a passion for food, and they wanted to learn more. There's nothing better than having a student that is hungry to learn, and they were. So they took everything in, just sucked it up like a sponge. And I was just proud of them every day. I was really sad to see them go. I wanted them to stick around longer and keep teaching them. I heard that podcast just the other night with Destiny, and I couldn't be more proud. She's great. At the very end of the program, I had them sort of come up with a composed dish on their own using skills that they learned here, and they had to present it, and they thought they were going to present it to their staff, to the staff here. But we secretly brought their parents in, some family members in, and they brought their dishes out to their family. It was a really cool moment. But Destiny took everybody around. She gave them a tour of the food bank kitchen. She knew every piece of equipment. She even took them out back to the herb garden. I mean, she was telling them stuff I don't even remember teaching her. So yeah, she definitely stood out. She's got a bright future ahead, and I'm really excited for her. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited for all of them as well. And but I have told her mom, I said, you know, I think we might see her doing something really cool and special in food and beverage one day soon. She's made it very clear to me that she wants to keep training. She wants to be in culinary. So she may be back over at Providence, you know, taking the 13-week course with you. Mm-hmm. We'll see what happens with Destiny. For my audience, you just heard from Chef Daryl Pobanz, who is the Director of Culinary Training at Providence, which is a social enterprise program associated with Second Harvest Food Bank. I strongly encourage you to go to providencews.org, learn more about what they're doing here in the community. Chef Daryl, we're so thankful that you made some time to be here with us. I want to encourage my audience to go learn more about the American Culinary Federation as well. If you are a chef in the region, Chef Daryl wants to talk to you. They are trying to grow the local chapter of ACF. If you're just somebody that wants to learn more about the industry, ACF is a great resource as well. They allow me, I'm not a chef, but they allow me to come to the meetings because I like to eat. And one thing about when chefs get together for a meeting, there's going to be some good food nearby. And so I've enjoyed being able to fellowship with you all and listen. And you know, the couple of meetings I've attended, I've actually learned some things too. So hopefully Chef Grandinetti will let me keep coming back. You know, for my audience, make sure you mark your calendar September 19th through the 25th. Eat, Drink, Burger Week. We've got 26 restaurants competing across the region to find out who has the best burger in the Triad. And we're going to need you to get out and vote and help us make that decision. Also, make sure you stay tuned to WTOB every week because you'll hear my restaurant pick of the week. And that'll give you a place that you can go try. And then also make sure you're following Eat, Drink, Triad on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And as always, until next time, y'all stay locked in.